What's up guys, my name is Zombie and welcome back to my reviewing table. Today we are looking at the Civilware cutter knife. It's quite small, it's quite handy. It comes with this really nice leather sheath. It's got a belt loop on it, fits my belt perfect. It fits in really snug so it's not gonna fall out. Oh, it's the sheath. Here is the knife. It's got a nice little swedge up at the top on both sides. These scratches, I will explain what those are in a minute, but those are not from use. So I got this in a recent trade with a very nice gentleman. I got this and two other knives, and I gave him a fidget spinner and a knife that I had owned. And I actually just traded one of the knives that I got from this trade to get a Cold Steel Civilware XL, which I will be doing a review on definitely because I will be carrying it. I have carried this whenever I can since I got it in the mail, and it's probably the most comfortable small fixed blade I've ever carried with me, due to the fact that when it's in the sheath, when you put it on your waist, your belt is here. There's only like there's only an inch of knife protruding upward that could poke you in the side, and I do not feel it at all. It has never poked me in the side. It's always been extremely comfortable. The sheath is right or left, so it doesn't matter. You can put the knife in this way or this way. It doesn't matter. I put it in this way because I carry it on my right side. It came with a really nice edge. I don't know how much the previous owner used this. From the sounds of it, he'd used it a good bit. There's a little bit of wear on the finish right there near the edge, and on the other side there, but that could be from drawing it out of the sheath because it's there as well on the ricasso portion of the blade. It has this neat file texture. This is 1095 high carbon steel. It is made in the USA. Like I said, it's from Civilware, Civilware. You can find them online. This is the cutter. Like I said before, it's a little bit of a pain to find online when I was doing research about it before my trade. But you can see the filing, or the file pattern on it. It's not rough. You can feel it, but it's not abrasive enough to do anything. You could probably, it'd take a while, but you could probably file your nails with it. So, the scratches on the blade, this is about my only gripe, aside from the point I feel could be sharper. Because if you look, it looks a little rounded, and they're all pretty much like that. These are handmade, but I guess it's the way they grind the swedge in relation to the edge. It somehow ends up with a slightly rounded point which I'm not a huge fan of, but this thing does sink itself into hardwood. I stabbed a hardwood table with it down in my basement, and it went as deep as that little faded line, which it doesn't look like much but for something this size, it's pretty substantial because, I mean, look at it in comparison to my hand. It's it doesn't even come up, like, there it is. But it fits in the hand fantastically. It's got this curve to it. If I can get my camera to focus. It has this curve here that is perfect for putting your thumb on. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that, got a text message. So, as I was saying, this is great for putting your thumb on for when you're cutting with the belly. It's got quite the belly on it for such a small knife. It's a 2-inch blade. I can't recall if I said it before, but it is not large by any means. See that? 2 inches. I don't know if you can see it with the sheath behind it. There you go. 2 inches. And the handle is, I think, right there. Yeah, it's a 3 3/4 inch handle and a 2-inch blade, so it's really small. So it's not super, it's sharp. There is no doubt about that it is sharp, but it's not hair shaving sharp. It's not that, like, stupid, crazy sharp, but I did get this second hand, so it could just be that it has seen enough use to be that the edge just isn't in original condition, because I don't know how much you used it. So my only gripe about this, if you can see these scratches, which you should be able to see right now, all those light metallic scratches, because there's a scratch in the finish, they're on both sides. These ones are from the previous owner. These ones are from me. Now, that is because of one thing, and this is my one complaint. If you see that metal, like, rivet right there, it's holding the belt loop on, or, well, holding it here. The metal down in the sheath comes all the way through, and there must be a lip on it or something that is catching against the metal, because every time you put this in and out of the sheath, the other side of this little rivet is scratching the finish on the blade, and got hair on it. That's a little frustrating, because if you buy these new, they're right around $90. I say it's a great knife. If you're willing to pay that kind of money, it will definitely perform for you. It's thick enough, and it's sharp enough, and the ergonomics are great. It fits good in my hand. This part right here, my ring finger kind of hugs the tang of the blade, and it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but if I scoot it back into my palm like that, it fits just fine, and it fits really well. But I wouldn't say this is necessarily a recurve, but it kind of looks like it has a bit of a recurve right at the bottom. It kind of looks like it sweeps up in and then comes back out. It's got a bit of a dip in here, but that's for you guys to judge, honestly. The swedge is nice. It's even. Yeah, there it is. It's quite even for a hand ground blade. Must be using guides or something. That's okay. It's still made by hand. Still a nice product. In my personal opinion, I mean, the fact that the sheath scratches the blade, it bugs me and it annoys me, but at the same time, I like blades that look rustic and like they're used, if they have that kind of feel to them, like this one does. It looks like it was made out of an old file, which it very well may have been made out of a 1095 high carbon steel file, and they cut it and shaped it into a knife, which is cool by me because it works. Look at the bevel on that thing. But the edge is very precisely ground. They said they have a process for grinding it precisely, and it seems to be quite even. It's pretty sharp. Trying to think if there isn't anything. There's no handle pin. There's no pins in the handles. So it must just be glued in or glued on. If that concerns you, I don't know if you'd want to try and drill through this, because it gets pretty thin up here. I mean, you could drill like 2 pins over here if you really wanted to give it a shot, but they don't feel like they're going to come off. It kind of worried me, because I was looking at it and I really liked it when I got it, and then I realized that there's no pins or anything holding it on, so it's only glue, and you can see it. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like the file texture in there must be what's aiding this micarta handle scales. It has to be the only way that it's adhering to the steel. And it's also got a lanyard hole, and yeah, that's about it. So if you like this, drop a like, comment. If you have a request for a blade review, if I have it, I will definitely review it. I'm not gonna say send me your knife if you want it to be reviewed, because I am nowhere near that status of being a reviewer, so I can't do guest blades yet because nobody really knows me. But this is an awesome little knife. I would totally recommend it. If you can get it for cheaper than is on like Huckberry or Huckleberry, it's a website that the original owner of this got it off of, because it was like $90. It was like $89.99. If you can get it for cheaper than on there, I'd try that first. But it seems like the company is only really going through websites like that, and you have to subscribe to them through an email, so they will send you like emails and stuff after, so maybe use an email you don't really use. But yeah, so that is the Civilware cutter knife. I hope you enjoyed this review. Like I said, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, comment, share it with your friends, subscribe. I don't have many subscribers, but yeah, definitely. If you got reviews or suggestions, drop them down in the comments, and if I have them, I will do a review. Maybe I'll do a video that's just a quick lineup of the blades that I have, and if you want a review from me on the blade, just drop in the comment which one you want a review on, and I will work on pumping all of them out. Alright, thank you for watching.